If you guys have been watching the channel for a little while, you'll know that I don't have the best luck when it comes to getting in accidents with cars. I had a 2021 M340 before the STI that got wrecked, and I had a VA WRX before that car that also got wrecked. And one thing that I did not have, going through all the insurance and all the claims and stuff like that, because they both were not my fault, one thing I did not have was something to protect myself in the event of an accident. But thankfully, Redtiger got me. So Redtiger has sent out their new F17 Elite Dash Cam along with the Hardwire kit. Now, the cool thing about this dash cam is it is 4K with 3 cameras. You got one facing you got one facing backwards, and you got one facing forwards. It also has a touch screen, and it has Sony Starvis 2 as well as full night color. This differs from traditional dash cams that during the night, they are in pretty much black and white, so this is a pretty beneficial upgrade. And as a content creator and someone who makes videos and edits videos, I appreciate something that has the most quality you can get. And I will say that battling it out with insurance on both cars has made me wish that I had one of these sooner, especially when you have parties that either don't have insurance or saying that you were in the wrong. If I were to have any of those situations on video, it would have been pretty cut clear on whose fault it was. Now with the dash cam, you open it up and you get a diagram of everything about the dash cam. You also get 2 modules. You get the first one here, which is the main unit. This one goes in your windshield. This has your rear camera, your front facing camera, and the touch screen, as well as all your power buttons. And you have your rear module, which is right here. This one goes in your rear windshield, and this is what points backwards. You also get instruction manual with the user guide, as well as all the accessories that you need in order to get the install done. We also have the Hardwire kit here, so we can plug this up directly to the battery so the camera is always running, as well as the fact that it includes a 128 gigabyte memory card in the box right off the bat. So I am super excited to get this thing installed, because not only does it help you in case of an event where something bad happens, which hopefully nothing does with this car, but sometimes there are just moments that you don't have the camera ready to go to capture. But if you have the dash cam, at least you have one camera angle to capture those moments that you would have otherwise missed. So let's get into the install. So I've gone through and unboxed everything they give you. This right here is the Hardwire kit. I believe you have two wires here that will go to Adafuse and then ground. I have to read the instructions a little bit because there's 2 Adafuses required. I'm not sure why, but we'll figure that out. And then they give you a bunch of different Adafuses, which is kind of nice. You've got a couple of different pry tools for plastics. You have spare adhesives for almost everything. So you have spare adhesive for anything that you need adhesive for. So the main camera, the rear camera, as well as, I believe, this box. And then these are some cable ties. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using these because I think I'm going to tuck everything up into the headliner. And then lastly, you have a super long USB-C cable so you can go from the front to the back. So it's a pretty solid kit that you get. There's not much here that you have to go out and buy. There are some kits out there that you have to buy stuff on top of that, but with this kit, with the F17 Elite, you get everything that you need. So I think I'm gonna put it right about here, so that way it's not really obstructing anything, but I can still see the screen and the cameras can still see me, and I can route the cords up here. The nice thing about this too is the mount does detach, so if you don't wanna have this up while you're parked, you can take it off and just leave the little mount. That's kind of cool. I know I will definitely be using that because in Arizona, I like to use my sunshades, so it's a nice feature to have. Clean this off. They also give you these stickers to basically put under the mount, called an electrostatic sticker. And here we go. I'm gonna leave the dash cam off of the mount for right now. That way it has some time to cure without the weight on it. And we're gonna move into the rear. So now that I got the cameras mounted. Like I said, this kit comes with two different power options. You have a 12-volt cigarette plug adapter, so for any of the 12-volt cigarette plugs in your car. But Redtiger also sent me the Hardwire kit, which is kind of nice because if you want to do parking mode recording, which is basically a time lapse while your car is parked, or it can sense when the car is hit, then you can have this, and so you can know when your car's been hit and have it on the dash cam. I'm gonna run it this way. I'm not sure if I'm gonna run the parking mode, but I think that hardwiring it into the car will have a little bit cleaner of an install in my mind because I won't have wires running throughout the cab. So I'm gonna get the dash torn apart, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to plug this up. So as you can tell, I already have a huge mess of wiring in here. I'll try to clean this up a little bit. I do have a lot of different things I have wired up. I got the access port, I have my ethanol sensor, and I also have my AEM gauges. So finding room in here might be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll figure it out. So we gotta start off by finding the ground, is what they say. So I'm gonna unwrap this. Oh, not finding the ground, but at least just plugging in the ground. Pretty easy. Probably going to route it. Probably going to up here where I've grounded all my AEM sensors off of. I'm just gonna take the ground. I'm gonna slip it under like that, and then tighten it back up. Now we've got to go through, and I'm gonna start with the B+, which is the yellow wire. This wire has to be plugged into power all the time. We're gonna start by adding our add a fuse. And they said to just start tapping the fuses to see when 12 volt pops up. So I found one right here. So I'm going to take that fuse out. I'm going to add it to the add a fuse, and then I'm going to plug it in. Now the hardwire kit is displaying 12.4 volts. So now we need to add the accessory line. So this is going to be accessory power. I'm going to do the same thing again. Just start tapping fuses. And I found one, this 10 amp right here. So pull that fuse out. Now I'm going to go ahead and just clean up this wiring mess, make it nice and clean, and route up the power cord to the dash cam. So I got everything all wrapped up. As you can tell, I have the cords routed up along here, across under the headliner, and down the A-pillar into where we plugged in that little module. I also have the cords routing up along the headliner and back towards the rear cam back there. You can see that. Now for the moment of truth. Nice. So it's a little bit under my rear view mirror, but if I just glance down a little bit, I can see the full screen, and it's kind of out of the way, and it's not that much of an obstruction. And like I said earlier, if I really wanted to, I can unplug it and take it off the mount and like put it in my center console. That way, if the car's parked, someone doesn't see that and feel the need to come take it. Anyways, when we fire it up, everything still works right. And we can come up here, press the power button, hold the power button, and it turns on. Boom. So here we have our forward facing cam, our back facing cam, and then our cab facing cam. I would say just now looking at it, the quality is crazy on this thing. I mean, it's just as good as any of my other GoPros that I put in the windshield to record myself, so who knows? Maybe this might replace some of my action cams. I think it starts recording immediately when the car turns on, which is good. That's kind of what it's designed to do. You go through, you have all your settings, sound recording, loop recording. You got your G sensor, so that way it'll sense G-force if you get to an accident. This is also for if you have the parking mode on, which I'm not gonna have on just because I don't really need it. Volume, you have a bunch of other settings here. It is touchscreen as well as you have buttons on the bottom. But go here, internal recording. Internal recording's on. And this is that parking mode that I was talking about right here. You can have it set to where it turns on when it senses a G-force, or you can have 12-hour and 24-hour time lapse. I'm gonna leave mine off. You also have speed, GPS. There's so much in here that you can go through and set, but I'm not going to set any of that quite just yet. I'm gonna go through and play with it and get it all set up for me. You can also cycle through all the cam angles, so front, cabin, and then rear. Dang, that is crazy sharp. So it is also HDR. So all three cameras are HDR enabled. So no matter what, if you're in super bright or dark, you're gonna get the most dynamic range out of all three of those cameras, which is super nice. And then at night, I'll show you guys, we'll go out for night drive and I'll show you guys that true color night mode. You also have all your resolution settings. So you have 4K, 1080p, and 2.5K, or you can have 2.5K, 1080p, and 2.5K. I'm leaving 4K. I like full quality for everything. It also has voice recognition, which I assume you can control the camera with your voice, but I'll have to set that up. I don't have it set up quite yet. So we're just gonna go for a quick little drive here. It's still daylight out, so we can test the daylight and HDR function of this camera. But from what I was looking at in the garage, it's pretty solid. This car does have a lot of cabin noise, especially with the AC on and music playing and stuff like that. So hopefully this mic can pick up my voice through all that. This car, unfortunately, drones a lot, and I want to fix that. I do love the sound of this car, but I want to fix the drone. So if you guys have any good sounding options for this car, send them my way. It's kind of hard to tell over camera through like YouTube videos and stuff, and also like different turbos and downpipes and all that stuff like that. So if you have a similar setup to me and you like your exhaust, let me know in the comments and I will be all ears. Sweet. It's actually a super straightforward, easy install. If you have basic mechanical knowledge, you can install this thing. The install is super clean. I almost don't even know that it's there. And I think, seriously, with all the experiences I've had with accidents, I really hope that I don't run into any more. But with the experiences that I have had, it's definitely worth it to have some type of recording, some type of redundancy. I hope none of y'all ever get in an accident ever, because it is a really annoying thing to go through. But at least you have something defending you in your position if you're not at fault, which for me, I was not. Let's do a little windows down test. So one of the coolest features that the F17 Elite has is its true color or full color night mode. It's actually the first dash cam to have this feature. Normally night mode on other dash cameras is, like I said earlier in the video, it's a black and white feature. There's no color, there's no contrast, there's nothing. It's just black and white. It's very similar to kind of night vision like feel. But with this camera, do get full color. So we're kind of in, not the middle of nowhere, but we're in an area where there's no street lights, there's no stoplights, there's nothing, almost pitch black, other than the light coming off of, you know, the car itself. And you can see pretty well. It's pretty awesome. Having the best possible viewing quality at night is something that this camera brings to the table. and I think it's super awesome. One of the other cool features with the Wi-Fi mode on this camera is the 30 millisecond transmission speed. So this camera is super quick and getting the footage from the camera to your phone. So instead of having to pull out the SD card, put it in your computer, download to your computer, then transfer to your phone, you can just transfer it directly to your phone, and it's super fast. So there you have it. It is the Redtiger F17 Elite. If you guys are interested in picking one of these up, go to Redtiger's website. They are running a June anniversary sale where you can earn rewards, and you might even get a full refund on your purchase of an F17 or other similar camera. You can also use the link down in the description where you can save a little money using my code. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and with that, we'll see you in the next one.